Hey guys. Whoop.
Late.
Oh, sorry.
Afternoon or good morning or what is that? How does that go? Afternoon, good morning, and good night.
If I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Oh, he's got it all worked out.
Sure.
I knew it was like that.
Will the beekeeping gardener? Hey mate. And Jeff. How we going? So what are we been up to?
I don't know. We all been keeping well out there. How's life treating us all? How are the girls? How are the girls going on the flowers? We're just coming into the part where the first first spring, but it's not really spring yet, where the first flowers start coming out. So the ladies are getting all excited, building up for the spring.
Which is awesome, thankfully, because it's starting to get a bit warmer. Veggie Patch, Perth. How the hell did you manage not to cut yourself in that fish tank while you were cleaning it? I'll never know. I could hardly watch.
Yeah, it was a bit hairy, wasn't it? Golly gosh. Tell you what, I needed some glass-proof gloves. But anyway, they made it. It's all been rather successful, which is kind of good.
Jeff says they suffer in the crap cold weather.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me about
Where are we, Jeff? We're just pretty ordinary, isn't it? Tell you what, I don't know. I'm nearly ready for spring. It's been a bit blooming cold.
We'll give it a couple of months of whinging about it being too hot.
Yeah, true enough. Yes. Yeah, well, that's the other thing that happens. It's like, man, my neck, you're dying.
Exactly.
Hey, Richard, how are you?
So they do have a glass bridge in the States at the Grand Canyon.
Oh, cool. I knew there was a glass bridge somewhere.
Oh. Ivan. Hey, Ivan. Here in South Africa, we are also waiting for spring, but your show is entertaining. Oh, I'm glad we're entertaining in the meantime.
Give you something to watch while you're waiting for spring to turn up. That's the one.
Jeff says today was nice. Girls were going nuts. It's awesome.
Yeah, they love it when you get a bit of weather and they just come out and go crazy.
Will the big gardener? What time is it where you are? It's about 9:30 our time in Adelaide. So, South Australian time. So
yeah.
Hey Tristan, how you going? G'day Paul. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
you guys always seem to be on our live stream, which is awesome.
What's been going on, Tristan? What have you been up to?
For us, we were filming today, and
yes,
yeah. If you follow us on Instagram, you would have seen we're messing around with a flamethrower. So
this bloke wanted to. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We got organised and we got some boxes clean. So the joys of winter beekeeping, trying to get ready for spring. Oh, it's hard to get motivated though when it's a bit cold.
Yeah. Ivan wants to know, hey guys, are you going to start queen rearing, selectively breeding bees?
That's the plan. I bought a book on queen rearing, so I do a bit of self-raising, but queen rearing's the next level. So that's where I'm at. This coming season. I was going to start last year, but I figured, it was such a grim year for food and nectar and everything else. I decided against it. So, but this coming season's looking a bit better, so it's on the agenda. But we'll find out how I go. Well, you'll find out how I
go. Digital Hustle. Hello from Granda in the Caribbean. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Will the beekeeper? It's about 10:02. Yeah, that makes sense because you're half an hour in front. Yeah. Andrew, you guys are good to see you on here. Thank you. I think Tony 601. Hi guys, you're both looking well. First time watching live, but I'm a massive fan. Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you. Yes, we're doing okay for a couple of. Well, I could say I'm doing okay for an old bloke. He's doing okay, looking after me, or trying to look after me.
My mum gives me an order to make sure you're all right, but I'm not sure if I'm any better at keeping us out of trouble.
No, well, when you were cleaning that window today, I wasn't really convinced that you were looking after me. But anyway, we're still here. We're still cracking on.
Damage anything other than the camera?
Yeah, no.
No.
When you're cleaning it out after the mess. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
You
were smashing the hammer, and I thought, wow,
that's what I thought you were doing earlier.
Yeah, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
Oh, so you're saying like do as I say, don't do as I do?
Pretty much.
Yes.
Yes. Well, that's the parent's prerogative. Yeah.
Paul says, my girls are coming in the middle of the day when it's sunny. They're quite grumpy though. Yeah, it's that time of year.
They get a bit toey because they're being trapped, and they only got a little bit of time to get out and run. So they're like, "Get out of my way!"
Oh, sorry, Tony. That's how it's spelled.
Oh,
Tony. Or Tony?
It's pronounced Tony.
Names. Or Tony.
Tony. Oh, we don't mean to insult you. We're terrible.
We're just terrible with names.
This is the trouble when
so,
it's not.
Okay, here's the best way to do it. If it's Tony, say option A, or is it Tony? It's option B.
And so if it's option C because we screwed up completely, we could go with that.
We'll just hang our heads in shame. Where are we up to? Ivan, when do you take out the honey after spring? Option A, Tony.
Okay, cool. Good on you, Tony. Thank you. We are terrible, I'll tell you what. With the honey, it usually just depends on how cool the nectar flow is and what you're actually planning to do with your hive, but it's generally sort of like 6 to 8 weeks after the first bit of excitement's gone on. But then it depends. If you're doing splits, then you want to keep the honey to give them the energy to. So yeah, it really depends what you're trying to do and how crazy good the flow is.
Jeff wants to know your cut comb. Do you use wax foundation or let the girls build up their own from scratch?
Depend. I do both. I like to use the wax foundation, especially in the brood box, because it just gives you the right size cells for them to breed in, because that's the idea of foundation. But in the supers, if you're not too fussed, you can just put a little strip and let them build down, and it doesn't, like, if they're on really good feed, it doesn't seem to really affect their production. But the idea is you have the comb, and then it just saves them making all that wax, so you can get honey quicker. That's the general concept.
Makes sense. I'm setting up a bee breeding group in Cavan in Ireland. Best of luck, guys. That's awesome.
Cool.
Tristan, you asked Tristan earlier how he's going. He said it's honey season here, and I'm about to harvest, which is
awesome. Looking good. That's always good fun. Try not to get too much honey all over your doorknobs. Your missus will get excited.
Where are we? It's honey. Cameron Floyd make some more honey beer. It looked tasty.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I even got a honey horn to drink out of. I've got a. Is it Kristen? Is that how you pronounce it? One of my dudes from Christian from overseas sent me I should go and get the thing. Sent me a horn so I can have a mead out of my horn. But that sounds terrible, doesn't it? Have a mead out of my horn. But anyway, it's a drinking horn. But apparently you're not allowed to drink on the internet because, well, we're not allowed to drink on live feeding. You said I'm not allowed to drink on the live feeding.
Last month, you weren't allowed to get any drunker than you were.
No, but you've told me off before that I'm not allowed to drink and not allowed to eat in front of everybody.
You're not allowed to eat.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was a little bit wonky donk last time we were on here.
Well, that's exactly why I said you shouldn't drink while we're doing the live feed.
No. You see, this is the problem. You clarified it. I shouldn't drink a lot. Go and get the horn.
Go and get the horn.
Oh, it's a drinking horn. Just don't get excited. It's the other sort. Stop it. Very cool.
Oh, well, yeah.
Don't you insult me.
Yeah, we have. Have you ever thought about growing anything other than almonds with the bees? We actually tomorrow or sometime soon we're digging up, planting some seeds to then grow a crop so we can harvest some seeds to have more seeds rather than have to buy the seeds. Anyway, Dad has some crazy idea about how to deal with that, but yeah.
What crazy idea did I have?
Have you ever thought about growing anything other than almonds with bees?
Yes, I'm actually on the go. I'm thinking about planting some rosemary for the rosemary oil and some lavender for the lavender oil, but the girls can make some honey from it as well.
Oh, you got this. Yeah.
Check this out. Look at that. It's even got a thing to hang on your belt.
I think it goes up.
Does it go the other way? Sorry.
Otherwise it'll tip out.
Yeah, it goes up that way. Anyway, hangs on your belt. And it's actually a real cow's horn. How crazy is that? And so I guess you put your meat in there and, oh, golly gosh. you get a bit of a wobble up, I reckon. But if you drank a whole hornful, whew, tell you what, them Vikings knew how to live, didn't they? God, drink. And whilst I'm on the present giving, I got a dude. What is he? How do we pronounce that? Nick. Nick sent me a pair of socks, or sent us a pair of socks. Apparently, this bloke's feet are too big, so it's getting to be my socks. Check that shit out. I got some bee socks. So anyway, awesome. All the present givers. It's brilliant.
Yeah, our postal address is on the website. If you ever felt like sending us anything.
He's size 11 socks, by the way.
So that's 15.
15? What? Who gave you that bigger feet? Honestly,
clearly not you. We're up to.
It must have been. Well, I hope I had something to do with it.
Stop yelling in my ear. Sorry. Digital Hustle said, "Can you do a mead making video again?"
We could. Yes, we can have another crack at making some more mead.
We can do that. Yep. Try a different recipe.
Yes.
Got that whole book.
We have got a whole book.
We should do that actually.
Yeah. Why not?
Do you know how to get beeswax out of a tea towel in big trouble? No, you fucked, mate. Sorry.
Tell you what, if it's a favourite tea towel, the thing to do is to turn it into one of those cloth wraps. And so you just say, look, I meant to do this for you, darling. And then you can wrap the cheese up in it or something. But no, sorry. Beeswax and fabric is not a good option.
No, you're screwed, buddy. Sorry. Yep. No, look.
It doesn't soak up the water too flash either when it's full of wax.
Yeah. Jeff said with the cut comb, and the super looking to get some cut comb, as in like.
Yeah. Cool. That's good.
Do you get cat flowers in the autumn for the bees to build up stores in the winter, or do you have to feed them a lot?
Well, most years our autumn flowers, and we're lucky we actually still have flowers during the winter, so they can feed on when it's a nice weather. But this last season we had to feed not necessarily at the end of autumn, but at the end of summer because things were so grim. So we were feeding them sort of like at the end of summer rather than the end of autumn. If that makes any logical sense, because our weather's a little bit different to like where it's what the hell is it, -4 or 5 or 15? No, what did that dude from Canada say? He said stop your whinging, it's -14 here before I get cold.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell, -14? Oh crazy. My lord.
Veggie Patch in Perth. What do bees get from rosemary, pollen or nectar? The hedge is completely brimming at the moment.
Yeah, they'll get both. They'll get both nectar and pollen. So they like a bit of rosemary. And it's good winter feed for them. I mean, you need a hell of a lot of it before you get honey flow, but the girls will love it. They should be all over it like a rash.
Nice.
And the almonds, yes, Jeff, the almonds are just starting to flower.
You already said it's honey season time in Island 2. Got 2 sippers of blackberry blossom honey last weekend. That's awesome.
Oh, yum. I tried to get some blackberry honey, as you've probably seen, but it didn't have much success because it was such a dry year.
Tristan, you said you said me misses with he's only like 15 years old.
That's all right. You got time. Don't panic. Yeah. Is that your? Hang on. Is it the tea towel? No, Tristan. It's all good. Sorry.
Yeah, Jeff. The almonds are starting to blossom. We're shooting this first half of our blossom stuff tomorrow. So and I shot some really nice stuff with our new camera. Of slow-mo. So thank you, the guys at Patreon. You guys help contribute to us buying a new camera, which is good. Yeah. So it makes it a lot easier, and the pictures are quality. I think starting with one of the episodes next week is using the new camera, so you see a bit of difference in the quality of video. And
Robe sent us another lapelli microphone for the new camera, so I might have to yell so much, which will be good. Although I probably still yell with him, but I don't know.
I can handle it, but you'll be a bit clearer, so the audio will be clearer. So that's awesome. So thanks, guys, from the Patreon. You guys are amazing.
You're doing a good job.
You keep us,
keep us afloat. It's an interesting little exercise.
Yeah, replacing gear that gets broken or not broken, but just gets worn out.
We were trying to fix the blooming, what's that boom thing called today? That was interesting.
My camera crane.
A camera crane. Camera crane. Oh,
shooting TV commercials for the local business group here, so I just needed to fix my jib because it was missing a piece that I'd replaced with a piece of wood.
Yes, so we got all motivated and thought doesn't matter. We got it sorted.
We're getting sidetracked. What happened with the mead you made? Is it finished or sold? Did you drink it all?
I haven't drunk it all, but I am drinking it, and I have made some more that we didn't film. and I'm not allowed to sell it because I'm not an alcohol licensee person.
Nick's on it. He said enjoy the socks.
Oh, yes, thanks
Thanks,
Nick.
Nick.
How awesome.
It's awesome. Sweet clover and person clover might be Paris, whatever. Clover might do well in Australia.
Yes,
cool.
yes. I've got some clover seeds that I'm going to grow a little bit. It was a bit expensive, so I've got a little packet that I'm going to grow a little patch of, and then I'm going to harvest those seeds and grow a bigger patch. Anyway, that's my plan.
Yeah. Hey, crab bees. Hey, Katie, Greg. How many? Well, that's my Reddit name, so people call me Greg because it's cool.
It's
my
Greg.
Username is Greg the Gregius. I don't know why I went with that. My name is John. I just thought it was the most random generic name I could come up with.
Greg the Grumpy could be, but anyway.
Anyway, I hope to name my dog Greg when I get a dog.
You can call your dog Greg.
How many times a day do you roll your eyes at your dad's ridiculous? No hate. We obviously love the hell out of him. Pretty often, but
he's more appreciative now that you folks actually tell him that I'm okay. Because when he was a youngster growing up, he thought I was seriously in trouble. It wasn't too far from the truth, but anyway. I like the fact that you guys love me, so he has to like me a little bit.
Oh, I just have to tolerate the waffling at this point.
Oh, he's not even going to say, yes, I love you, Dad. Even on live. Oh, thank you, darling. Isn't that nice?
Even if you annoy the shit out of me sometimes.
Yeah, of course I meant to. I meant to tell him I meant to annoy him. I'm his dad.
Ryan, is it me or the plants are flowering? With times at the moment, notice there is a wattle and some eucalyptus flowering at the moment. Have you guys noticed anything similar?
Yeah, the weather doesn't know what the heck it's doing. Because I think it's been where we are, it's been so jolly dry all the summer, and we didn't get any summer rains to get anything excited. So, yeah, plants, I don't think they know what's going on, but not all of them. We've got some, which is crazy or awesome, but crazy for the tree, but great for us, for the bees. They're loving it. Well, our connection is unstable.
Mum's probably doing something upstairs.
We've done something bad. I think Mum's sitting in the lounge there.
Huh.
Although it's possible that there is a stupid our internet down here is being really silly at the minute.
That's all right. We're up to... Hello, how are you all, and how's the bees? Also, do you get snow? How do your bees live in the cold? Do they go out in the hive, and do you have to worry about mice getting into the hive? Yeah, it never snows here.
No snow, just blooming cold.
Yeah.
It's not wet enough to snow, so there's not enough dampness in the atmosphere, because we're basically in the desert with a creek that runs past us. And luckily we haven't had a mice plague at the minute to worry about it. I mean, we've had a few mice trying to get into the boxes. You just got to keep the little front sealed up. Not sealed up, just secure. If they get too big a hole, you can buy those mice things if you have trouble. You can buy a mice protective bar. You don't want to leave it on there in summer, but it's all right if the mice are hungry.
Sorry, I'm just trying to... How are you, buddies? How's the new rules that came out with the DPI on beekeeping, 50 boxes or so, housekeeping rules to the code?
Yeah, no, it's pretty straightforward. You just go on the whatever that agri blooming website, whatever it's called. I can't even think off the top of my head, but it's pretty good. It's a good little course. Just go on the course and just go through the information. It's really just to try and keep everybody up to speed about diseases and what you're supposed to be doing and reporting and it's a simple little course, and it wouldn't be a bad thing to do whether you got 50 boxes or a couple of boxes, really.
I know.
No.
Lady Beekeeper. Hi, how did the fish tank hive go?
Oh, you're about to find out.
Yeah, the episode comes out 1:30 Eastern American time, so...
But since you're special, it's looking pretty good.
No, it comes out 1:30 a.m. our time, so noon in America. So, yeah, only in a few hours. It's up in a few hours, so... Yeah.
Oh, is that tonight?
Yeah. So because we've been releasing the episodes a little bit differently, we've been releasing a midday on the east coast of America, and that's kind of hitting a sweet spot where we're kind of hitting a broad spectrum. And anybody that's in Australia that's still watching later in the day, thank you so much for keep watching us.
Oh, that's why we're watching it at breakfast now, then.
Yeah. That's why you've been watching it with Mum at breakfast rather than at night.
Yeah, so I've transitioned from the telly to the phone, which I don't know that I like, but anyway, because my poor old eyes.
Just go and watch it on the television.
No, I know we should, but anyway, doesn't matter. We've got lots of things going on for breakfast. Don't get into it. Don't worry. Leave it alone. It's all good. Moving right along.
Okay, you're making this weird. Anyway, I had Daniel. Paul
not
wants to
really
know, have
making
you
it
ever
really.
had dandelion honey?
No, I haven't.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know.
wonder
Do
what
they
it tastes
I
like.
thought dandelions made pollen, but I didn't. Well, I don't know. I don't think I've got a big enough field full of dandelions. I've had blooming onion weed honey. That's a bit odd, but it's not too terrible.
Dave watching from Maryland. Sorry, Dave's watching from Maryland, USA. Love you guys. Keep it on. That's
Good on
awesome.
you, Dave.
Thank you. If you have lily pilly trees, you should make lily pilly mead.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. Lily pilly mead. I like the sound of that. Maybe we can just put a little bit of lily pilly in the mead.
Could do that. Zebcav says, "Oh, can you make more videos on mead / brewing?"
Yeah,
well, we have to.
Well, it looks like we've got a little bit of yes. Well, we're getting a few requests for it now.
Love you, Nana. By the way, I love her recipes. Awesome, thank you. Yeah. Nana's coming along. We're getting a lot more traction on Facebook rather than YouTube for that series, but it's going well.
Yeah,
I'm quite enjoying making videos. And Nana, she does a really good cook. So
yeah,
if you haven't watched,
amazing good cook.
If you haven't watched any of those videos, head over to the Free to Cook channel on YouTube or look up Free to Cook on Facebook for the videos. So yeah, and help support us by watching them. And if I didn't already have enough going on in my life, I decided to take that on. So
yeah, well, just what the heck? You had 2 minutes to spare. I heard on a Friday afternoon, so you thought you'd jam another day in.
I'm enjoying it. Is your almond trees blossoming yet, Mark? Is that one of the first signs of spring?
Yes, most definitely. Usually the almond trees are the first actual crop that flowers. It's weird because almond trees are the first trees to flower as far as fruiting goes. Well, there's a few early apricots now that flower around the same time, but generally they're the first tree to flower and the last tree to harvest. So it's a bit of an interesting exercise. But yes, it's definitely when you see the almond trees coming out and you think, oh, spring's not far away.
Hi, Mark. Hi, John. First time I've had a chance to listen to your live chat. I don't have to go to work tomorrow. That's awesome.
Well done.
Awesome. Thank you for watching. Filing cabinet. Awesome name. So you are just up the creek. I hope you got paddles. Yeah. Or Dad's never had paddles. Tristan, don't worry.
More than a paddle.
Don't worry if you have ivy out there. But just after honey season, you can get some ivy honey here in England. It can be worth up to £50, around $70 Aussie dollars a kilo. Wow, that's insane. Wow, that's amazing.
Unreal. Ivy honey.
Yeah.
It must be very popular. Obviously, it's worth that sort of coin. And or hard to find. Yeah. Maybe we'd better plant some ivy.
Definitely.
Oh, imagine that. That glows up the house, doesn't it?
What?
Makes a hell of a mess of ivy. Is that the stuff that grows up the side of your house?
Yeah, it's a creeper, isn't it?
Yeah. Cool though.
Veggie patch.
Sounds good.
Now you're just pitching in. Now you're not just pitching in the Mrs. Tools. You're pitching an internet bandwidth.
Yeah. Tell us about it. Yeah, she's not happy at the minute.
It's pretty shitty every month when we do this.
Yeah, she's actually because the bandwidth is so crap. We have to say you can't watch the online telly. It's like there's nothing on real telly. So at the minute, I don't know if she's gone to bed, but she's in there playing a game on her phone. So she's not terribly impressed. But we know the sacrifices we all have to make for you guys.
Jonathan wants to know, hey, what's the new vows ceremony sign in the workshop about?
Oh, you noticed that? Oh, because we decided to have a wedding renewal here. I don't know, whenever that date is, a couple of years back, and that was kind of cute. And we were both turning 50, and we thought, well, instead of having a 50th birthday party, maybe we'll have a wedding party. And so we had our friends around, and my lovely wife made a few different signs, and that was one of the signs. And when I was cleaning up, I couldn't bring myself to throw it out, so I stuck it up on the wall because it's a nice memory.
Just like couldn't throw out the frogs.
No, it was more important than the frogs. You wanted to set fire to the frogs, and I thought that was been a bit cruel. We want to traumatise the children.
Let's ask everybody. Okay, so
here we go. We
got a flamethrower to burn out the boxes, and I wanted to burn something with it, and I suggested we burn the frog with the hat and
melt him. Not burn. He wouldn't burn him. Melt him. He would melt him. 2 to 3
vote. Mum and Dad voted no, and I voted yes. So
no, did Mum even get a vote?
Can we
Mum was just concerned about
everybody's opinion. Should we melt the frog with the flamethrower?
Frog melter.
Here's the option. We could do the frogs or the dolphins, but I'm pretty sure people love dolphins more than frogs.
And he's an ugly looking frog with a hat on anyway.
Anyway,
if you don't know what we're talking about, you have to skip back to the start of the fish pond thing.
Yeah, we got 1 vote for Melt. We're even.
Oh, God.
2-2.
No, keep him.
Oh.
Good idea, Tolkien. Oh, he's scrolling up to see if he's getting more
I'm
votes.
reading other people's questions.
Oh, sorry.
Dirty says the Bushbee men have really been enjoying a show from the US. That's awesome.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dirty.
Lady Beekeeper, I'm in Brisbane. Awesome. Hi, Tris, can you help me with starting out getting answers, but no answers? Thanks. I'm not sure that. Oh, that's asking Tristan a question. Sarah, hi guys, long time no see. I wish I could join today, but it seems YouTube does not want to cooperate. Oh, bugger.
That's no good. I love your comments, Sarah, by the way. They're really cool.
Dandelion is something out of an acquired taste, apparently. Dandelion honey.
Ah, okay.
Good night, Will. Thank you for watching. He's got to go to bed.
Oh,
It's school tomorrow.
Oh, no. Jolly school. Hope your teachers are cool.
Hi, guys. What can I do to stop the bees
populace
in the net mesh in the vents?
Oh, well, you can't actually stop them. And you don't want to stop them because if they're putting mesh in the vents, that's really because they're just trying to control the temperature and they want to keep the cold out or the breeze out. And when they want the breeze, they'll pull it out again. That's the cool thing about it. So, yeah, it doesn't matter if they actually block up the vents because it's just their way of keeping the warmth in.
Do you get canola / oil seed rate or grapeseed oil in Australia?
Yes. Yep. All of the above. Grapeseed oil, canola oil. And the girls don't mind canola, except sometimes they treat the seeds and then it's, it can get a bit exciting when it's the nicodoids or nicotinoids or whatever the heck that is that they put on the seeds.
Taryn, how's your recovery from surgery? I know it's been a bit. Yeah, no, I'm doing quite good. I mean, get a bit of soreness every now and again, but yeah, I think I'm doing all right.
Yeah, he's rallied. He can carry some stuff now. I got
really fatigued for a long time there, a bit deconditioned, but I'm doing all right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking.
I think the frog's in trouble. So I think the frog's in trouble. Anybody who wants to save the frog, have a shout out quick because we've got serious melting troubles.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Good on you, Andrew. Andrew's a vote for the keeping the frog.
Oh, yes. We're talking about lawnmower. I finally convinced my wife to go and buy a lawnmower.
Hallelujah.
So I got a new lawnmower. It's the most therapeutic thing I've ever done, was mowing the lawn on the weekend. So,
you would have seen him. I saw it.
There's a picture on our Instagram. So if you go to the Instagram and search the Bush Bee Man, there's a picture of me mowing the lawn with my brand new lawnmower. So.
He almost looked like he was floating. He was having that much fun. We got one to keep the frog. Good on you, in. Oh, keep the frog.
Well, I guess the dolphin's safe. Nobody's waiting for burning the dolphin.
Nobody wants to kill them. Everybody loves dolphins.
Nobody wants to kill them. Irving, greetings from Caradona. I can't say that. Sorry. We have comparable heat over here. Learn a lot from you. Oh, that's awesome. Cool. Yeah, it's nice and hot.
It does get seriously hot here.
Cara, hi, I've been watching for a while. Love your videos. You're quite entertaining. Thank you.
Yeah. We try.
We try our best to be entertaining.
That's the idea.
Oh, no more Save the Frog.
Oh, Save the Frogs. Yes. We're going to have to get him. Where's the notepad? We're going to have to add this up afterwards so we know who's doing what. Maybe we'll just melt his toes.
I think the frog melts.
Oh, you just melt frog melter. How are we going to put that in the program? I suppose we can add it into the...
No, just because it's called editing, Dad. Oh. That's what I spend 8 hours a week doing.
As if I didn't know. I'm just trying to save the frog.
Oh, wow. It's meant to be 37 degrees
kidding?
Here today. Oh, fun.
Wow. That's pretty hot already.
6 months until we get to that. Man.
Ouch.
Oh. That's not fun.
Save the frog from crab bees.
Oh, I work on a blacktop. What's a blacktop? I had 30 degrees.
I don't really know. Is that a roof thing? Is that a roof or a deck of a truck? We're going to find out in a minute. Ash. Oh, black. Yes, on the roads. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness me. I watch the poor road workers sometimes when it's screaming hot and they've got to wear all that protective gear on top of it. So you think, wow.
Can't be fun. Jeff, next Bush Bee Man video, a slow-mo frog burn. Damn right it's going to be. It's going to be the frog melting at the end of the video.
Have you seen the flamethrower? It won't be slow-mo. It'll be a blooming instant meltdown.
Got this. There's a cool shot you can keep an eye out for that episode. Is the window that Dad cracked from the observation hive back in the day. We used it, and I put it across 2 workhorses, and put the camera underneath, and burnt. Like got Dad to do the box, and there's this awesome flame vision of it wrapping around the box to protect the camera.
Yes, before the glass broke,
and then the glass shattered, and then it fell everywhere.
Oh dear! I tell you what.
So what else? Okay, what other things would we burn with the flamethrower?
Hang on. Look out, we could clean the shed once and for all.
Yeah, true.
I conned the lad in to help me do the desk today.
How much longer until the blooper reel? Oh, we're halfway there on the goal on the Patreon.
Yeah.
So if we get some more Patreon support, when we get closer to the goal, we'll be able to I'll put out the blooper video. So
So round up the friends and people in the office and stir them up. Get them on board.
Some gold and stuff there. There's been like nearly 2 hours raw footage. So by the time we cut it together, so if you want help us out on Patreon, and every dollar counts. So just support us for $1.
Yeah, exactly right. Apparently, there's a whole bloopers. There's going to be a whole song version of all my little weird art sounds.
Well, I'm not music orientated, but if somebody is out there, you should. If you ever I don't know, you get our complete praise, and we would actually give it full credit and make sure that it'll get on our channel. But if you make a song, a remix of Dad's grunting noises, you'd be an absolute hero. So I don't have any musical talent, so I can sort of sing, but that doesn't really count.
Sort of sing. I like that.
You can't even clap in the beat.
No, I know.
Where are we? The odd size bee boxes, so we stop hearing your dad complaining.
Yes, you're quite right. I've got an answer for my odd size bee boxes. I've even found a solution for them. I'm starting to make the display cabinets for the shops. So to appease my scabbiness, so I can't them and throw them out, but I've got a use for them, so it's all good.
Nice.
So they're getting phased out a little bit at a time.
Jeff says
I think we could burn the truck. Absolutely right.
Poof.
That'd be fun. Big drum of fuel on that.
Yeah. Sean says, "Hey guys, will you have trouble keeping the fish tank cool enough in summers for frames to melt?" I didn't even think about that about a top bar beehive in Riverland.
I know, we'll find out. I hope we'll be right. I think we've got. That's why I took it out of the actual. Took the glass off the bottom so they could actually have a ventilation, because I was concerned that they would get too sweaty if I had a glass bottom.
Too much condensation.
So
So
yes, well I would. Yes, well you could have left the bottom in to make it supported, but I was concerned about the bees being able to breathe because of the moisture. So I agree for strength, but anyway, that's what I've done. So if you're making your own, make one and drill a hole in it and let me know how you got on.
We're up to Veggie Patch. Yeah, Drake remix. That would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
The solution is set as fire. The solution is set them on fire with the frog on top. Oh, so they set the truck on fire with
with the frog on. Oh my goodness, that's about all that truck's good for. We got to get the crane off it first.
Oh, Ryan's got a good idea. I'd love to see an agricultural archaeological episode where you clean out the shed and explain why you keep random odds and ends.
Yes, you'd be amazed what you can find when you clean up a little bit.
That would be pretty funny.
And it's really sad because we've got a whole rubbish bin full of stuff, like a wheelie bin that we've got full of all the stuff we threw out, and we've still got crap everywhere.
That would be hilarious.
That would be quite good. Oh, there's a drinking horn.
Strange attractor. Got my drinking horn going watching the live stream.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Well done.
That's amazing. I'll add it to our Instagram story. So
that's brilliant.
Thank you.
Isn't that good fun drinking out of a horn? I mean, it's great.
Actually, talking about Instagram, I think we just did. We just cracked 15,000 followers on Instagram. So
awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Look at that. Well done.
Yeah. Kick ass. Cool. That's awesome. So, that's Paul. Paul Pag.
Awesome.
Thanks, Paul.
Paul.
We just
well
shared.
Done.
I just shared your post. I hope that's okay on our Instagram story. That's awesome. Where are we up to? Ryan, every blocky in the Riverland shed look the same. Yeah, pretty damn true.
Yeah.
How's the fridge top bar Hives going?
Yes. Well, we lost one because it was up in a bit of arduous conditions, but the other one's doing really well.
The one near the shed is
doing really good. So we can have a look in that. I think we looked in that the other day, but
yeah,
we're just waiting for the weather to warm up before we go mucking around in the brood boxes.
Yeah. Cool, Paul.
Thanks,
that's awesome.
Paul.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I shared it before.
Well, it's a bit late.
Sorry. It's cool.
It's very cool. It's a good fun to have having a drinking horn. When
will we get to see it? Which bit?
Hang on, is that back to the?
It has a fridge. When we get to see it. We did a video a couple months back, so there's a video there. But
coming up for spring when it warms up a bit, which isn't far away. We'll have a bit of an inspection again.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to actually get some fridge honey out of our fridge, because our other fridge that we had the Patreon supporting fridge honey. Well, that died out, that hive, because it was that jolly dry here that the water supply that they had in the tank. Well, I wasn't looking after this tank and went on a different farm. It just dried up and
nowhere.
Yeah, and the tank that they were getting their water from dried up, and so that didn't do them a lot of good. So,
unfortunately, Tony, you was Instagram follow 14,999. Still very near. Awesome! Good work.
Good on you, Tony.
That's
cool. Awesome.
But yeah, if you don't follow Instagram, head over because I posted. I post heaps of stuff and heaps of small videos and a bit of behind the scenes stuff, and then on my production, my Instagram for my production company, I share a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. So
yeah. One lot of fridge bees. The other lot is doing good. So the ones that I didn't think were going to make it are rocking, and the ones that I thought we put a strong hive in didn't. Anyway, so I don't know whether they got. I think they got a misty spray of insecticide from the farms out the back, so we've got to move that one.
The orange trees,
yeah.
Unfortunately, we're up to Malik, Wayne, up to series 3 and back into beekeeping. Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
Very good. Yeah. It's good fun, isn't it? Beekeeping. It's an adventure every day. You go out there and listen to the hum. I was listening to the girls in the trees today. It was awesome.
Veggie Patch Perth, do you ever put honey covered equipment out for the bees to clean up, or do you think this promotes robbing?
Now there's a controversial question. I do put honey stuff out for the girls to clean up. I try not to let them rob out of an actual hive, so they have to go in and out of a hive. If you have stuff like that, that definitely promotes robbing. But if you have the only drama with leaving honey products out, you just have to make super careful, clean. Well. You have to be super sure that you haven't got any diseases, because if you have a disease in your hive, or other than beetles and stuff, hive beetles aren't a problem, but if you have any actual viruses, the honey can have it in, if you've got any foul brood or whatever, you feed the honey to the ladies and then that gets spread. So just be a little bit aware of that. But other than that, no, I don't. Well, I personally don't think it encourages robbing, because they're pretty prone to robbing if they get hungry and somebody gets weak. They're always up for a free feed.
Sure.
So they don't need much encouraging.
Just like you.
Yeah, I don't need much encouraging.
You don't need encouraging.
Oh, well, that's nice, isn't it? You're a nice bloke. Tell you what, he does sometimes encourage me though when he says I'm being a bit flat. Gives me a poke and says, "Make that funny." I'm like, well, I can't really just make it funny. Tell me a story. He used to say that when he was a little boy, "Tell me a story."
Yeah, well, that's why you're a good storyteller. You have plenty of practice. How did you guys get on with the electric extractor in the end? Is it still destroying?
No, it's going much better. It was just because of the settings. I changed the settings and put them in the other way around, and I've just got it on a manual speed. I think it was because the honey we were extracting was really thick. It was because it was off the red mallee, narrow leaf red mallee down here, and it was it's a really thick honey, when you take it off. So it was a bit hard to get out, and so you have to just spin the frames a bit longer. If it was citrus honey, it would have just walked out and away we go.
Are you guys still going to make a queen breeding mini-series?
Yes, we're working on it. We were going to do that last season, but the season was so ordinary that it didn't seem feasible. So but I've got a new book, so we're going to have a crack at that, and they've got a few more ideas that I hadn't actually thought of, so we'll give that a go. But yes, that's on the agenda. Just depends on how good my eyes are to pluck the little darlings out of their cells.
Just as from my experience as a power for our neighbour's manual extractor as a kid, I've just ordered my electric extractor. What did you first start with? Like a little manual one?
No, I'm a slack old codger. I actually bought a little electric one. I had a little 6 frames or whatever it was. Yeah, so it was just a small, Friend of mine down the road's got a manual crank one. So I don't know, maybe I'll go down and help him and have a go in reverse. But no, I was too lazy for that. I had too many boxes before I got to the honey bit. So, but apparently they work quite good, the 2 or 4 frame hand crank extractor. Depends how good your arms are.
Yeah.
Maybe you could hook a bike to it.
You could, or a hamster wheel.
Hamster wheel, yeah.
It's like a hamster, you know.
Yeah, well, that's it. If you've got any little kids, they can turn the handle.
That's true. Anything is funny with you guys. Thanks, Paul. Have you ever thought about making or trying a cathedral hive? Watching from northwest Great Britain. Oh, that's awesome. It's 1:30 p.m. and in the middle of a heat wave for us. 28 degrees. That sounds quite pleasant.
You've been melting at 28. We get 28 in the middle of winter. It was 24 here today, and it was like freezing. But anyway, good on you. 28. I think 28 in England though is different.
I think it's a humidity thing as well.
Yeah, I think it's
it's relative to what you're used to as well.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
Is it
a nice heat when it's 28, or is it muggy hot? Sorry, I don't know. A cathedral hive. We'll have to Google that and have a look.
We'll look it up.
Oh, he's going to look it up right now, Mr. Magic Fingers.
Oh, it's the hexagon one.
Oh,
there's that one. You've seen those before.
Yeah.
It's like a top bar hive, but it's a hexagon.
That looks like a little bit of building skill. But yeah, well, we give that
Maybe
a crack.
if somebody sent us one, we'll put it together and use it.
Well, that's a thought.
Yeah.
No, yeah, so it's like
if
a top bar
anybody
hive,
sells them, send one over and we'll give it a go.
Yeah.
Put it together. Yeah, we'll try it out.
Who knows? Yeah, we'll give anything a go.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a very good question why we don't mark the queens, because I haven't quite got around to doing it just yet. You know, yeah.
He's just a slack prick, isn't it?
Probably. Yeah. But if we ever actually get to the queen breeding part of things, we will be marking them then for sure, because then we know where we are, because we want to breed with the right young queen. I normally just go through the hive and actually look at what she's doing, because I know everybody says you're meant to keep your, a 1-year-old or 2-year-old or whatever, but I just go through and figure out what the queen is doing herself, and then I make a decision on how old she is, or not how good she is, never mind how old she is. It's pretty easy to see, but anyway, that's where I'm at this stage.
Urban said anything above 25 degrees in Europe is like a sauna. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Kelly, any plans on making another video or two about recipes using your honey? Ones we made about honey crackers. Yes, we are trying to organise a time where the 3 of us from my grandma can get together to do a Naughty Nat's Kitchen / Bush Bee Man.
It was supposed to happen last weekend, but it all went in a big hole because someone had more other important things to do.
Yeah,
like getting a living.
Unfortunately, sorry guys, but yeah, we'll get there. That's actually a good point. Nearly no one in Britain has air conditioning. So
yes,
here, like if it's above 30 or 35, we put air conditioning on, so we kind of like have that.
Yeah,
relief.
we cheat. Yeah, exactly right. Well, it's a bit like, because I was talking to some European. Well, I don't think they were Swedish. I think anyway, I was talking to them, and they were sort of here in Australia talking about how jolly cold our houses are, because you guys have beautiful central heating to keep everything nice and cozy when it's -7, whereas we're sort of the other way around. We have cooling to try and stay sane when it's 47. So I guess horses for courses, isn't it?
Definitely. Sorry, I just needed some water. Where are we? Any plans on making another video? Oh yeah, we did that one. Sorry. Hi from Toronto, by the way. Awesome. Thanks, Kelly. Keep going with the awesome filming. The music soundtracks, are they your own? No, they're off the YouTube library. But I have been thinking I did find a bigger library of music that you have to pay per month for, but I might have to convince my wife to let me pay for that. But if you're watching, honey, I'll talk to you later about it.
Oh dear.
Brand, not nice, sticky, and uncomfortable. I bet it is. It's not pleasant at all. It's really humid. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's not much fun when it's humid. I don't like humid weather. That's why I live in the desert.
I'm from the Tom. Hey Tom, I'm from the US. You're making my morning commute awesome. Oh, awesome. That's great. Thanks for time shifting. My coworkers say they know when I've been watching your videos because I get a little Australian twang to my voice. That's awesome.
Cool. Good on you, Tom.
Well, that's awesome.
Let them join in and watch it with you.
I've noticed that you have the same size super and brood for the box. Here we have a smaller size for the super box. Any statement regarding this issue? As in, are you saying like the size for the super is like half size?
Yeah, there's about 4 or 5 different sizes to pick from. Yeah. It's the shallower supers are the main reason they got organised was because they're easier to lift up, and so you can carry them and they don't weigh as much. So, but I don't know. I guess it's just cost efficiency. I can get one frame to hold as much honey as to get 2 frames, and they don't cost a lot different. But so, yeah, it's really just a numbers game. Money is the issue.
My wife just texted me, and I'm sorry, sweetheart. You're beautiful, and I didn't. It wasn't a burn. She apparently didn't watch this. Didn't start watching it till just
that exact moment.
Ears were burning. That she knew exactly what was going on.
She clicked over and said, "Hello."
It wasn't a burn. It was just I need to talk to you about.
I tell you what. I don't know. He does love you, Lydia.
I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. You guys are the best. Love watching you guys. This is Pez. Grew up in Oz with family having hobby hives. Moved to upstate New York. Things are definitely different in the beekeeping world up here.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. In what way? I'm interested to find out.
Yeah, you're talking size, like scale. Yeah, Jeff, I tell you what, it was jolly hot here too, but I'm reckon 50 plus in Port Augusta. That sounds pretty excitable.
Morningstar. I checked Hive this week, northern New South Wales, and noticed some water on the top frames. Would this be condensation from within the hive? If so, would this cause problems with the honey?
It won't cause problems with the honey, but it won't do the ladies any good. Have you got a hive mat on the top so the condensation doesn't actually drip on your brood nest? So that's the really issue. The honey will be fine. It's just the moisture. You don't want them on the actual dripping down into your brood because it's obviously, they get cold. So that's the idea. So because it can be condensation or that's as long as your hive is nice and sealed. That was a long-winded answer, wasn't it?
Morningstar says yes, has hive mats.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it was the moisture. Well, so if the moisture was on the mats, it should be fine. And just don't tip it on top of your ladies, that's all.
Nathaniel says, always look forward to when you post your videos. Really enjoy listening to you ramble about projects you're working on. I do the same as it makes me feel a little less crazy knowing you do it too.
Oh, well done. Thank you for letting me know that I'm not the only one that
thinks we're all a little bit crazy at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Louise, hi from Lachlan, Queensland. That's cool. Tony, I was in Sydney just after Easter in 2017. It was 28 degrees. So lovely weather for me, but all the locals were in jumpers and coats.
Yeah,
how the other half live.
Yeah, it's
so
crazy.
True.
Actually, it's weird when you go to Queensland in like our winter. We go to Queensland sometimes for a holiday. Well, we haven't been crazy, but you're up there and everybody's swimming like it's 25 and everybody's in the water swimming if you're visiting, and all the locals are running around with long pants and the jumpers on, shaking their heads at you.
Reg says, I don't have air conditioning here in Townsville, North Queensland. Brought a couple small evaporative coolers. I guess because it's so humid.
Do they? Yeah, because evaporative coolers are be a bit tough in where it's humid.
Oh, yeah.
They don't work so good where it's humid.
I've been up to Queensland. Not a lot of places have air conditioning unless you go to a hotel.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, you're Queensland and that sort of tropical part of it's not so variable.
Yeah,
like it can be like cooler and warmer, but it's not.
Sure. But it's not like extremes.
Yeah.
Leroy, hey, how you going? He says, good evening. Wayne, I love your found objects graveyard out the back. I've found a single I found a single old metal frame spring base cut up makes a perfect frame welded together. I love your spin on cycling.
Yes, I've got a few old bed frames too. I reckon they would make an awesome. They've got some good metal in there.
I love your spin on cycling. Love the eco spin. Okay, cool.
Did you see my bird nest that I made for my wife? I made that out of the old bed.
That was cool.
That was an old bed base, the actual mattress that had got burnt off the springs, and I made a bird's nest out of it, which was kind of cool.
I'm not meant to tell Mum, but I think we were cannibalising a single bed frame for that camera rig that I'm building.
Not an old bed frame, no.
Isn't it?
No, that's actually a good bed. Shush. She will see this will be in trouble. We could probably go and get the actual.
She's not going to see it. She's gone to bed. So
true. I could just think we could probably actually go over and get. I've got one that I was just thinking. I've got one at the farm that we could use and we wouldn't get in trouble for.
Yeah, but it's not painted black already.
No, God,
it won't look as stylish.
It won't look as cool.
Yeah, it won't look as cool.
Yeah, see, no consideration for the bed saving. It's up there with the frog burning, isn't it?
Leroy, that bloody table saw is a finger muncher I've ever seen.
You tell me about it. It's a dangerous
idiot took the cover off the.
I didn't take the cover off. The cover rattled off because it did the springs.
There's a router underneath the bench. He stuck his hand in it. I wasn't here, so I even missed out on filming it.
I didn't stick my hand in it. I scratched my little finger.
Scratched your finger. Higher up. Turn it around.
You can't really see it now. It's nearly healed. So you can't even pick it. Anyway, I just nicked my little finger on it. So, yes, it's a very dangerous whole munching.
Somebody had to have a tetanus shot.
And a whooping cough involved with that, apparently.
Well, I think that just comes with it.
No, they had to charge me extra. $40 for the whooping cough. The tetanus was free. I think it's just an upsell. It's like when you go to McDonald's. Would you like fries with that? Or larger Cokes, only another $1. Even the doctors are into upsizing.
Where are we up to? I really like how I linked the Weber barbecue in the description. Yeah, because my other channel, the Freddie Cook channel, I used to do barbecue videos. I copied and pasted the description. I forgot to delete that. So anyway, if you go to Amazon and you look at it, you make us 30 cents. So good on you. Paul, lower that blade or raise the table on.
Yes, I know, Paul. I've been trying to figure out how to do it. I was fooling around again the other day. I think the jolly the spin, whatever, the threaded thing is seized up. So I know I'm supposed to, but I can't work out how to get it to move. I was going to hit it with a hammer, but I thought that might be a bit rude.
Paul said that you should only have about 5 millimeters sticking up through the timber you're cutting. Yeah.
Yes.
Jeff, Jeff, this is brilliant. Yeah, that table saw. Oh my God. My first job was in a packing shed making orange bins. Our boss had missing fingers from a bench exactly the same. I flinch every time I see it. So
yes, do I. I've still got my fingers, amazingly. Yes, it is a little bit dangerous.
Wayne asked, we haven't seen the bees for a while. That's because it's winter here, unfortunately.
It's a bit cold around the edges, but we're nearly back to the bees.
Yeah.
So we're doing the winter thing, which is really leaving the ladies alone because they don't really like us playing around in there when it's cold. But it's just starting to warm up again because it was about 20 here today.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll just wait. They're just starting to breed up. So.
Cool. I won't delete the link to the barbecue then. Reg said, flew in out of Sydney last week, drove to Noah for a funeral, brought a compound mite saw after much running around in circles at Adelaide at Sydney Airport, got freighted home for $450. Wow. That reminds me of my wife brought pocket knives for her dad and her brother, my brother-in-law. We were in Queensland one time and we got to the security and luckily she thought of it just as we were going through security, so we pulled them out and we were like, I'm like, you're just going to have to throw them in the bin. And then she had the bright idea of race down to the Australia Post and put it in an envelope, which I don't think you're meant to do. We just put it in an envelope, put $1 stamps on it. And yeah, they rocked up at a house, so it worked out.
She probably, and if it's only in an envelope, you don't have to tick the box that says it's not a bomb or a dangerous weapon.
Well, is a knife considered a dangerous weapon?
It is. It gets stuck in your head.
Greeting from Turkey. That's cool. Hey, from Turkey.
Yeah, what's
I
going on
love
in
you're
Turkey?
watching your videos and I'm watching you now, but I don't understand most things you say in my half English. We love your naturalness.
Thanks,
that's
champion.
Cool. Yeah,
don't despair. Actually, apparently we were having a bit of a. You can go on to what is that? Captions website or something.
We've now on the YouTube videos. We're now getting subtitles made, so you'll be able to watch.
You wouldn't believe what they charge you for subtitles, though, to put it up.
It's not that bad.
Well, it is if you've got 170 blooming episodes at 40 cents a word or whatever, 4 cents a word.
$1 a minute, but that's okay. We'll slowly get there.
Yeah, I know. I'm just anyway. I'm just clarifying that it's not cheap to do.
No, but we're doing it for each video in the Patreon.
It's helping to do
us out.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Sorry. I just got the fact checker. FACT checker.
He's saying facts.
My wife just said that it was actually the airport security that suggested posting it.
Well, there you go. Just to clarify that the story is correct.
I wonder how many times I've had that, and I wonder if they're kind of like skirting the line of their workplace rules to suggest it.
Well, they probably know that it was a family gift and they were doing the right thing. If he'd had kids of his own, he probably would have said chuck it in the bin and picked it up himself.
True. But then I don't know if he had a kid called Peter or a kid called Edmund, though.
Yeah, they'd probably have a cousin or somebody. Find somebody.
Guess he could just.
Can you imagine that if you're in the waiting room, like your kids just had their first kid, and they say, "What should you call it?" Oh, I reckon you should call it Edmund. Why do you want to call it Edmund? Well, I got a knife for him already when he's old enough.
Found his pocket knife in the rubbish.
Yeah, so haste it along.
Done with a pair of tweezers.
What? What pair of tweezers?
Oh, he did it with the pair of tweezers at the airport.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes.
Reg did it, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so back to the frog burning. So
you and your frog.
At this point, I think we have 3 to 10 votes. There was about 10 people.
There was at least 4 people that said keep the frog.
Well, they're still losing.
Yeah, okay.
So should we burn the frog? I think we should burn the frog.
Silence is a no.
Well, it's because you're the only other person in the room.
Oh, I don't know. It's not sure. It's unclarified. I think the frog's in deep trouble from the earlier previous bits.
Barbecue frog.
Yeah. Yes. No. Tony said we can't burn him. Oh, Reg is no. Here we go. We're in for it now. What about the Dolphins?
Voted.
Shall we? Yeah, but it's a rerun. It's a recap.
All these people have already voted. We burn it. We're gonna burn the frog.
Maybe.
Burn it, then blow it up. Yeah, sounds good.
Oh no! How do you blow up a burnt frog? It'd be a little black blob. Oh, Tony, we're in trouble. There's lots of votes to burn the frog. Things are looking bad.
Frog through the saw, then burn it.
Ooh, that could be fun.
Now we're winning him over. Now we're winning him over.
Oh, maybe we'll cut his toes off first.
Use the frog as a hood ornament for the truck.
Yes, yeah. Well,
Ryan's on the money. That's what Jeff thinks.
Oh God!
All right, so I think the frog's going to die. How far?
It's not a real frog. It's a plastic frog.
Sorry. Somebody actually had a question. It's a porcelain frog.
Well, it's not going to melt if it's porcelain. Is it porcelain?
I thought it was just like plaster.
Anyway, we'll find out. It might not melt. That'd be so funny. That'd be funny if it doesn't even melt.
Does plaster shatter or melt?
No, it doesn't do nothing. It'll just burn the paint off it.
That's even better.
Yeah, sorry. Like a magical frog.
Sean has a legitimate question.
Sorry, Sean.
Before we finish, how far do you take your hives away from your home during the bee season?
I try not to go too far. I had some of the ladies down in the hills, which is like 2.5 hours away, which is a little bit tedious to go down and check on them. So I try to keep them within about an hour and a half, mainly because it's blooming expensive for the fuel to go all driving around the place. But if there's a honey flow on, heck, I know plenty of beekeepers around here that'll go, I don't know, 8 hours or a day away from home. But then they normally camp there, and I miss my missus if I go away for too long.
Nobody's still shit from.
Yeah, well, exactly right. Don't have to remember to take everything with me.
Tony, by suggesting that, you're actually now in the burn the frog camp. if it doesn't melt, keep it. It's fine. So
you're suggesting we have a try.
We at least attempt to burn it.
Yeah. Stick it on the lid of a bee box, and we could do that.
Just Maraj, do you ever worry about bee thieves?
I do worry about them, but so far so good. I haven't had any nicked. I try not to put them, I don't know, I suppose too obviously, but yeah, I mean, most people in Oz are still reasonably sort of honest about not wanting to steal bee boxes, I think, at this stage, but I have heard them getting nicked, but no, I do worry about it, but it hasn't happened. So I suppose when it does happen, I'll buy a surveillance camera and I can just watch from a distance who stole my stuff.
Thank you for your interesting content. I got back into beekeeping after my grandpa died, and you guys are a big help. Keep up the good work.
That's cool.
Awesome. I'm glad we were able to help.
Yeah. So I'm assuming Granddad had some bees, if that's what the connection is there. But we've encouraged a fair few people to go beekeeping, I think. I've even got to go and talk to the garden club on Sunday and trying to convince them to plant some flowers for bees. So that'll be fun.
Should be good. Where are we? Jeff, seen beekeepers from down south go through Port Augusta heading across the Eyre Peninsula. They travel a long way.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them sure do.
Yeah. There's some good feed over that way. So it really depends, how many you've got as to how many sites you need. So
yeah. Why would somebody steal your boxes? Well, because pollination, I guess, can be a bit profitable.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, a box of bees is worth a few dollars, and maybe they just got a hankering for a bit of fresh honey. But generally, they get ripped off in the pollination season if anybody loads them up. But for the most part, you'd have to be a beekeeper to steal other people's bees, and you'd hope that other beekeepers wouldn't be so lousy. But anyway.
Where are we? Tony. I believe in democracy, Lo. If the people want to burn it, give them what they want. But I vote not to burn them and keep them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you trust in democracy. So the frog's going to die.
Poor old frog. What are we going to call him? There you go, Tony. You're going to have tell me what to call him when he does have his chance to. Well, he might not burn. He might be porcelain. I don't even know. He might just get his paint melted off.
Do we have to come up with some fake crimes to execute him for, or we just?
No, I just like to give him a name. I just called him Frog at the minute, but we can call him Leroy the Frog.
Yeah. Ivan says bee box theft is a big issue here in South Africa.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, no, it would be. Yeah, so it's just a rotten idea. It's like here in Oz, we get people nicking off with people's sheep and all sorts of stuff goes on. But anyway, that's humans, isn't it? Everybody's out for themselves a bit.
Well, we're already over the hour. Wow. Cool. All right. I think we're going to finish up, but just quickly.
Oh. Yes, we've got. What's that on a positive note? Got some new projects.
Oh yeah,
yes. Yeah. We're getting on. We're getting back into spring again now, so we've got some legitimate beekeeping stuff coming up about cleaning up and fixing up and getting ready for spring. So
got some good stuff coming up.
Cool name, Leroy.
And then Leroy said, "Don't burn me."
I like it, Tony. Leroy. That's cool.
Leroy. Like it. All right, that's what he's.
They're definitely going to be called Leroy now.
Awesome. All right, so much for watching. Keep sharing our videos and keep watching. And thank you guys for all the support you give. It's amazing. You encourage us to keep making videos.
Good. Yeah. Thanks for all your support. And I'm glad I'm encouraging everybody to care about bees and care about the environment and life and keep on keeping on. That's the thing.
And if you want to support us, either go to our website where we sell our products or thebushbeecompany.com or over Patreon.
Yeah.
Help us because we're halfway to the blooper reel. So,
exactly right.
Even $1 a month makes a huge difference to help.
And we've got a few people that don't like Patreon that do it direct debit-y.
There's a PayPal link on the YouTube channel, and if you email us, we can give you the direct debit.
Yeah. So anyway, it all helps. That's us. We try not to overpitch things, but anyway, it's amazing where the money doesn't go. So we're trying to keep up the equipment and
just keep making content to make cool content. So awesome. Thanks guys so much for watching.
Love you guys.
The final episode of the Fish Tank Hive
will be up shortly if you're
as my wife keeps correcting, aquarium hive. There you go, honey. I said it right this time. Dad said it once. He said it once. In the next episode, you'll notice he actually says it correctly once.
That's right,
Apparently, a
aquarium.
fish tank is not a real object.
Get out of town.
Apparently,
It's a tank. It's a tank, isn't it? A glass tank.
Can you take it up with my wife? Apparently, it's only an aquarium.
She's adorable, really.
Yeah, she is. Love you, honey, if you're still watching. All right, we're gonna get off of this. All right, thank
Good on
you guys.
Bless you.
Cheers. Thank you, everybody, and thanks for what's the name, Tony, the frog's gonna die.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys.
All right, Roy.